Finally!
So get rid of this ugly son of a bitch.
It is over. Our national nightmare is over.
The nightmare finally ends.
Hey everybody, I'm Jelani.
And I'm Brooks.
And together we are Go Figure Reviews. And for today, we finally got something that we needed for a very long time.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Finally here.
Woo! Oh, we have the Marvel Legends series giant size X-Men Banshee.
Yeah, the classic.
Oh, man, we've been waiting for this figure for a very, very long time because the last one we got was from Hasbro was how you say lacking.
Ugly.
Yeah.
And he looks dumb.
Yeah. He's dumb faced. He's gonna be a trope.
This weird like pastiness.
Yeah.
Just like Hasbro, like, for the time he would have been good though.
Yeah.
But
for the time, which
we've been needing an update.
Woo! And we finally got one. Anyway, so looking at the packaging, this is Banshee. He looks good. He's got a screaming head. He's got hands. He's even got that accessory, the comic.
Yeah, he's got giant size X-Men.
Yeah, of course, as he should. Yeah, it is. So, yeah, looking at the back, it has all the fun stuff of all the characters that we've already looked at. I'm kidding. We only looked at Dakin so far and Rom. So check those videos out as well. It's got stuff about Banshee on the back. You want to read it?
Yeah, first appearance, giant size X-Men #1.
That's correct. And of course that barcode there for all the barcode enthusiasts. And some legalese. And nothing at the bottom. Nothing at the top.
And Banshee was part of like the Claremont new X-Men team, like that basically like breathed life back into the X-Men.
That's right.
After the Lee and Kirby stuff, but it was not as successful as the other books until Claremont kind of like reinvigorated it.
Yeah,
and like new characters and shit. And Banshee was one of them. It was more of an international team. So like Banshee's from like Ireland, Sunfire from Japan, Storm from Africa. Like he was basically like going all over the world, Colossus from Russia. And Banshee was actually from before, like he was in like the early X-Men stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
But so he was like familiar with Charles. He was like one of the few characters that actually had a history with the X-Men before. But yeah, it's nice to have this green and yellow version of him.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
So of course we're gonna crack this bad boy open and see what's going. Oh,
and here he is out of the box, and he looks pretty much like the 3-pack one. He's just different colors, but that's not a bad thing. That's a great figure.
Not at all. It's an awesome figure. I mean, that's the first thing we have with Banshee in it, but it was for a specific team of X-Men.
Yeah. It was like the '90s team that all had the blue and gold suits for like 2 or 3 issues or something.
Yeah. But I mean, we finally got an update, which is the proper colors of giant size X-Men.
Nice. Like I've always wanted a classic style green and yellow Banshee. And now we've got him. And of course, before that, as far as green and yellow Banshees went, we did have one, but it was pretty not good.
Yeah, we're going to keep talking about this. This is a piece of shit.
He's very ugly.
Yeah.
But like, to be fair, if you have him in like his flying pose, he actually looks all right.
But it's that head.
Yeah.
It's that body. His head's too big for his body. It's so much wrong.
He's got like the sickly skin tone.
It looks awful.
Yeah, it's not great. Like even his hair is like light. It's too light. It needs to pop. He's a proper Irishman.
Yes.
In this version, he's got the burns too.
Yeah, the true burns.
Yes. Every Irishman needs his burns.
That's right.
But he's pretty standard Legends fare these days with the arm. He's got the good arm joints. His little flap things are, of course, attached. But you can get decent You get a decent amount of leeway with him without having to worry.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, you can get him in good flying poses too.
Yeah.
Of course, he made that the sound is like scream. Like he's like the most annoying X-Men. But yeah, he's got pretty decent midsection as well. Like for now.
Yeah, you know. I think that is still on that Vulcan body mold, which
yeah, it kind of feels pretty similar to Vulcan.
Yeah.
But yeah, legs are pretty standard, you know. Can he Jean-Claude? Not quite, laddie, not quite. Begorra, but he's got the typical, you know, the thigh swivel there. Double jointed knees, which is always nice. You know? And you want to, like, you know, be able to do the flying poses with him as well, of course. He's got the boot, which is nice. Always likes to have a little boot.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't necessarily need it, but you kind of want it. And the ankle is what we've come to expect. Good swivel there. Not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. But extras wise, he's got a decent spread. I wouldn't say it's too impressive, but not too bad either. First off, we've got the screaming head, of course. Yeah, which is good.
The necessary head.
Yeah,
I think it's necessary head.
Yeah, it's like you gotta have a screaming head. It'd be nice if they'd added a little bit of screaming effects, but you know, who knows down the line. You got a few hands as well. You got this one. I think this is the holding the comic hand, maybe.
Yeah. And a random trigger hand. Yeah.
Like a outstretched hand. And this one might be a holding hand too.
Yeah, it's for good. Yeah, both of them are for holding the comic, probably.
Yeah, and of course the comic itself, which is of course
the main feature.
Size X-Men #1.
Yeah, man.
First appearance: Banshee, Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Thunderbird. Not Banshee though. He appeared earlier on in the X-Men War. Interesting. They didn't put his first appearance, but you know, giant size X-Men is probably what he's best known for.
Right. Definitely. And that's a good book to start with.
Yeah. I was like, if you want to start with X-Men, try reading Giant Size X-Men #1. That's my recommendation.
All right. And here we have an older vintage figure. This is a classic,
one of the classics. This is one of the ones I had as a kid. Like, I love this guy.
Yeah.
Because he's a whistle too. Like, so you can do a sonic scream.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yep, this is the Toy Biz Banshee. He does have the whistle in the back of his back. I'm not going to use it because this is Richard's vintage version.
We can't put our filthy, unworthy lips upon him.
Well, that's right. He's pretty cool, though. I didn't know they made this. Yeah. I had no clue. But that's cool that it exists.
Yeah, like he was in the early. Well, he was like the second X-Men wave.
Yeah, Toy Biz was killing.
Yeah, that was back when they were first popping off,
and they were $5. Can you believe that?
Like these days, we do like $5.
Wow, that's unheard of.
Back then, it was like $5.
And this is Jelani editing. I decided to add this figure. This is the Siren figure. We got this way before we got a Banshee, and it's from the X-Force wave. I was kind of mad at this figure because it didn't have a screaming head, but I like her cape. I like how that works, and I like, you know, how his is an improvement on that in some form or fashion. But I like the color scheme too. But I just wanted to have father and daughter in the shot too. I also have a Moira McTaggart somewhere, but I'm not going to use her because I couldn't find her. But it's all good. I like to see these two together, though. They're very nice. All right, and here we have Banshee with some of his students, the Generation X crew.
Yeah.
I don't have a husk right now. I'm waiting on my husk. I don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. You got his colleague and teacher on this side. That is Emma Frost. That's from me.
Gen X was kind of like the replacement for the New Mutants, which had morphed into X-Force.
At the time.
And like Banshee and Emma Frost were the two like RAs, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
The adults, like a leader.
They were watching them. They're mentors.
Snarky children who were like constantly smarting off and popping their bubblegum bubbles and saying shit like dude. it was
90s. It was
90s.
It was the 90s. Stuff was different.
Yeah.
Yep. But then Emma Frost is from the Hellfire Club.
Yeah, from the classic box set.
Yeah. And we've also got Monet St. Croix. She was from what was that thing? The Starjammer thing? Chode.
Yeah, Chode.
Yeah, that was Chode. And then we've got the most freaking expensive ever figure ever. And this is the Jubilee. This was a Toys R Us exclusive Build-A-Figure. It's not really her. It's a bootleg. But, you do what you got to do. I wish I'd owned that set. I had a chance to get that set and missed it.
Yeah, we need a red suit Jubilee. Though.
Yeah, we're going to get there. We're getting there. Actually, you can get a Husk or a Monet and just throw a coat on her.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I want the figure.
Yeah, eventually. But yeah, we also got Chamber on the other end. I think he's still the coolest.
Yeah, he's cool. He has those stupid feet.
Yeah, I hate the feet on him. He's also part of the Chode Build-A-Figure wave. So we're missing what? Mondo, Penance, Sync.
Yeah, Sync Skin.
Skin. You said Emplate.
Yeah, Emplate. He's the villain.
Yeah, Emplate was the villain. And there were just certain things that we need to get.
Them, pretty much.
Yeah. It was a good team. I like this team.
Yeah, it was a very 90s team.
Mm-hmm.
And here he is with his colleagues from the Claremont Giant Size X-Men run, the new X-Men, the Game Changers, the
Superstars,
the team we all know we love. So many founding members have gone to become staples of the X-Men universe.
That's right.
And he looks great with them. I love it.
He really does.
It's so good.
I always wanted it.
Yeah, all we need is a classic style Wolverine.
Yep.
And, that's destined to come. If they put out so many Wolverines, I'd be surprised if we didn't get 3 fucking classic Wolverines.
Yeah. We'll get them.
But yeah, it's great now that we're finally completing some of these teams. These classic teams.
Oh, yeah.
So much.
Exactly what we wanted. So, all in all, if you can't tell, I am very pleased.
In a way, it's a sad day, but it's also a day of much rejoicing.
Yeah, it's a ton of rejoicing.
And it's sometimes you have to retire your old legends.
That's right.
You got to, as the Squidbillies episode say, take them to the movies.
Fair enough. And of course, we give figure points out here. And Brooks, how many figure points would you give this Marvel's Banshee from Marvel's Legends series?
Well, to be fair, I would give this one a 5. There's nothing wrong, really. He's a great Banshee figure. He comes with only a couple of hands, but he doesn't need a whole lot of hands.
Not really.
I of course love the little mini comic gimmick, and his Giant Size X-Men #1, a must-have issue for any collector, even if the collector is an action figure.
Yeah.
And now we have it. Now they can get it.
And they can read their own books now.
Yeah, it's for the best.
Yeah.
And it comes with a non-screaming head, which is there, I guess, if you're into that sort of thing. But most likely, I think the screaming head is where it's at. But it's nice to have the option, and it's also nice that we can finally let poor Grandpa Banshee go to sleep, so we never have to look at his hideous face ever again.
I'm so excited. You know what? I'm going to give it a 5 too. Come on. Everything Brooks said, I agree with. This was much needed. Mm-hmm. I don't know why it took so long for them to get on their horse and do this. It's easier pins to put in. My only gripe is I wish it was cloth like the original Banshee, because the original Banshee had that option, but I don't care, to be honest. It doesn't bother me that much. So yeah, 5 all around. The comic is great. The heads are great. I'm only gonna have him flying and screaming. So there's not much else you want, So of course, guys, tell us in the comments.
It would be nice, however, if Hasbro did do a Sonic Scream effect eventually. That would be nice.
Yeah, it would.
Maybe have a thing with the Scree written into it or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I would agree with that. They'd charge us more.
Yeah.
It'd be a maximum Banshee.
They know we'd pay it though.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, once again, share, and subscribe. Tell us how many figure points you give this figure. And of course, get out there and go figure.